Welcome to 3 Reasons Why, where I pick a book and I give you 3 reasons why you should read this book. And on this episode, I will be doing my last Audible of the month. I'm still going to be reading Audible, so you might get some more books with me and Audibles forever because I definitely love doing this. Now, the book that I am doing this time is called Uncovered Truths by Miss Alexandra Warren. Let me tell you guys, she is the sweetest woman ever. Like, I have met her numerous times and I'd be so excited to see her beautiful face every time I see her. And not that she's just gorgeous and beautiful and sweet. She's a hell of a writer. So I do love her catalog and I do need to get through it some more. So today, like I said, I will be discussing Uncovered Truths by Alexandra Warren. Now let's get into it. And I'm going to read you the synopsis. So, attending a party of your former lover's house, what's the worst that could happen? So this is a short, it's not that long, it's like 96 pages. So definitely check this out. And she did leave a little note saying, while this standalone book tells a complete story, it is a novella length, meaning it is shorter by design. If you prefer your stories longer, I'd highly recommend checking out another Alexandra Warren project. If you check out any project by her, you won't be disappointed. Now let's get into the story. So Kendra, and I don't know why I could not find her last name, and I know it was in the book, but for some reason I couldn't find her last name. So Kendra and Easton used to work together. And what it was, Kendra is an accountant and Easton came to work at the accountant firm and she was basically mentoring him. And he was young. She had just came out of a marriage. They spent time together, got to know each other. So once she divorced, things turned up between them. And I guess Kendra couldn't handle it. So she basically was like, chuck the deuces, like, peace, right? Now, Easton finds him another job and then that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Now, fast forward to, years later, and they run into each other at the grocery store. He's excited to see her. She's excited to see him. And he invites her over to watch the football game at his place. So now he got him a better paying job. He has him a new place. And, he invited him, her and his friends over to watch the game. She hesitated, but she was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go. But before she went, there was a storm coming, but she still went. Okay. Now let's get into my 3 reasons why you should read this book. So my third reason you should read this book is younger man, older woman. Yes. Kendra was older than him. They were like 5 years apart. So when they finally hooked up, he was like 25. So she was 30. So that's what I loved about it. Was I do like younger, I love to read about older women, younger men. And it was just nice to see because even though he was younger, he didn't seem like he was childish younger. Sometimes at 25, men or women don't have their stuff together. 25 for me. I kind of, and I'm not going to say I kind of, yeah, kind of, because I had 2 kids by the time I was 25. God damn, I'm telling all the business. But yeah, I had 2 kids by the time I was 25, so I had to have my stuff together. But I like to have fun. So yeah, I had it together. Let's just say that. Okay. So younger man, older woman. That's my third reason why you should read this book. Okay. And like I said, I don't feel he was childish at all. I feel like it was more so her than him. And I kind of understood. No, I didn't. I did not understand why she was so hesitant about being with him. Granted, yeah, she did just come out of a marriage. It wasn't like the best marriage ever, but girl, give it you did and you couldn't handle it, I'm guessing. I don't know. Alrighty. So my second reason you should read this book, I said determination. This man, Easton, y'all, was determined. Okay. Determined. So he knew once he saw Kendra again, he wanted her back. He wanted to be with her. So he was determined to get her, right? Like any means necessary. So he was a man with a plan. Okay. And like I said, he definitely was determined to get Kendra back. Now, let's go a little bit more. What happened is, and why I say he was determined, like I said, it was a snowstorm coming. So when she showed up to his place, nobody else was there but her. And she's like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? And he was like, well, it's a snowstorm coming. I told my guests don't come because I didn't want people to get snowed in. And she was like, well, what about me? I didn't get the message. And he was like, oh, like he played dumb as if he did or he forgot to call her. So he persuaded her to, like stay a little bit, did a little wager. And it got hot. That's all I'm going to say. It definitely got hot. So, like I said, determination, because Easton was a man with a plan and he was determined to get Kendra back. Okay. Now, my number one reason why you should read this book. Okay. And again, I have a 1B. Like last episode, I had a 1B and a 1A. And again, I have a 1B and a 1A. Okay. So, my number one reason why you should read this book is something wonderful. Okay. Now, the reason why I said something wonderful is because there was a scene in a book where, like I said, it was a huge snowstorm, and there was a scene in the book that she decided to leave. So he was like, let me go get your car, clear your car off so you can leave. And it was just the cutest thing ever. And as he's cleaning off her car, he gets hit with snow. So I just like the fact that she became playful with him as well. Okay. She was very playful with him. They just had a good time, and it was just so cute to read. And I'm always say to watch, because as I'm reading, I see everything playing in front of me. So it was just beautiful to watch and just to see, and then her just like kind of loosening up and like, yes, I can do this. I'm excited about it. So I definitely loved it. So like I said, that is my 1B. So that is funny I said that, but I have a reason for why I'm saying 1B. Now, before I get into my 1A reason why you should read this book, of course, I have a quote, but this quote is kind of like not a quote. It was a scene in the book that I love so much that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and read that first, and then I'll go back and tell you my 1A reason why you should read this. Well, this is the one. Yeah, let's take that back. Okay. So my 1B is the reason why you should read this book, Uncovered Truths. But my 1A is going to be another reason why you should, I'm not going to say read this book, but read another book that I'm going to tell you about. How about that? Okay. So let me go ahead and get to this little quote, little scene that I picked that I loved and wanted to share. Okay. So this was like in this epilogue, and this was after they decided to go ahead and be a couple and they started dating. Okay. So, will you be my boyfriend? Scribed across the top with check boxes for yes, no, and maybe beneath it. It only took one quick glance at the note for him to smile at the gesture, but I still felt the need to explain. Your patience with me has been so appreciated, Easton, and I think I'm finally ready to take the next step. You think? He challenged, his eyebrows peaked playfully as I corrected. I know. I'm ready to take that next step. So will you, please? Even though I was already begging, he still made me sweat about it, taking a moment way longer than necessary to think before he finally answered. Honestly, that boyfriend shit is a little too elementary for me. See, this is why I said he was a grown-ass man even at 25. Because he said that's elementary shit for him. But I'd be honored to be your man. Yeah, nodding. He pulled me into the tightest hug and replied, yes, Kendra, of course. I've only been waiting for this moment since I was 23 years old. So, granted, like I said, they started dating. They started hooking up at 25. But at 23, he realized she was what he wanted. Okay? 23? I repeated, my eyes squinted a bit when I reminded him, but we didn't even start seeing each other until you turned 25. We weren't seeing each other back then, but I always saw you, Kendra. He explained, pressing the gentlest kiss onto my lips before whispering against him, I still see you. Like, that's why I had to do that whole thing, because I felt like if I would have put a little bit, it wouldn't have made sense. But that was like my favorite scene of the book. You know, she finally realized, I want to be with you. Let's do this. And he was like, girl, I've been waiting for you. So like I said, of course, it's always sometimes us, or it's always sometimes the man. But regardless, they got together. They uncovered their truths. Their truths was, he knew she wanted to be with them, and he was going to do everything he possibly could to get her. And her uncovered truth was, I do want him. I do want to be with him. So there it is. It was such a great read. It was quick. It was short. Now, you know, of course, I do the audibles, right? So the audible was narrated by Wesley Siobhan and Winston James. Y'all, of course, I always say, my girl delivered. She always delivered. I love me some Wesley Siobhan. I don't care what she's on, I'm listening to, because she definitely delivers. Winston James was perfect for Easton. His voice, I mean, everything he did, how he said it, I loved everything about it. You know, like I said, I am really getting into these audibles. I'm sorry, I keep on doing my glasses, but they kind of like slide a little bit and it drives me crazy. But he is like really growing on me. Now, you know, my favorite in the whole wide world is Mr. Jacoby Diem. Like, I love him, love his work. You know, I was like, let me give some other, you know, narrators a chance, not just be giving all my love to Mr. Jacoby Diem. And then Emmanuel Ingram is like right up there, because good God, that man can read to me every day, all day, and I'll be happy. So like I said, now I've listened to more books from Winston James, and I'm definitely a fan, and I can't wait to listen to some more. So he definitely did his thing for me in this book. I loved how he, like I said, how he, you know, portrayed Easton, delivering his voice. It was just perfect. I don't think anybody else could have did it. They probably could have, but I enjoyed Winston James doing it. Okay, so now my number 1A reason for reading this book, okay? And like I said, not this book, but I'm going to say my 1A reason is next month, the month of November, Miss Alexandra Warren will be joining myself and author Untamed on a Get Caught Up podcast as we discuss her and her book of the month, which will be A Tale of Two Cities, a holiday novella collection. Now, Miss Warren did a whole collection of holiday books. She did Valentine's Day. She did Thanksgiving, she did Christmas, and it was one more holiday, and I can't remember. But for next month, we're doing a Thanksgiving book, and our book of the month will be A Tale of Two Cities by Alexandra Warren, a holiday novella collection. And then we will interview her live November the 30th on the Get Caught Up podcast IG to discuss the book. Okay, so join us again next month as we read A Tale of Two Cities by Alexandra Warren. You won't this, you will love this. Like, I love this book because it was definitely a great read, because you got different friends and couples who became couples, and it was just like perfect. Because yeah, like I said, she did a Valentine's Day one, and then she did like a holiday one, a Halloween one. That was the one. It was Halloween. Let me see. Yeah, it was, because it was 5 of them. So y'all just go to Amazon and get A Tale of Two Cities, a holiday novella collection. But you want to know what would be even better? If you go to Miss Alexandra Warren IG page, follow her, go to a link in her bio, and then go to her page and buy directly from her, because it'll be so much better if you guys give her all your coins. Okay, so this has been a great month of doing books with audibles. Next month is November, and I will be doing New Authors to Me November. I have some good books that I read, and I'm reading a book now, y'all, and I'm just like, how am I going to discuss this on 3 Reasons Why? And this is a challenge for me, but I'm going to do it. And this book actually has Audible attached to it as well, so I'll talk about that as well. So because it's November next month and it's Thanksgiving, I'm only doing three reasons why, because Thanksgiving, I don't know, maybe I might record one and post it, you know, on Thanksgiving Day, because I plan to be eating and drinking and having a good time. Okay, so until next time, thank you for joining, and come back when I give you a new book and 3 reasons why you should read that book. Bye for now.